What does it really mean to use money wisely? People often assume wisdom with money comes from having more of it. They believe that if they just had a bigger paycheck, a windfall, or some miracle opportunity, all their financial problems would disappear. Yet history, statistics, and daily experience tell a different story. Having more does not make you wise. More money simply makes you more of who you already are. If you are careless, more money will magnify your carelessness. If you are disciplined, more money will multiply your discipline. Money is not character, it is a mirror. It exposes, magnifies, and reveals. The real question is not whether you have money, but whether you know how to use it in a way that serves your purpose and unlocks your freedom. Picture this: a man wins the lottery. Millions suddenly deposited into his account. At first, he feels like life has changed forever. He buys houses, cars, expensive clothes, takes trips, gives gifts, and even hands out money to family and friends. But fast forward 5 years, statistics show that many of these winners are broke, sometimes worse off than before. Why? Because money does not change ignorance, it magnifies it. Money does not cure poor decision making, it exposes it. Without understanding, discipline, and vision, wealth slips through your fingers like sand in the wind. The key to financial freedom is not luck, not chance, not even earning more. The key is wisdom. Most people do not have a money problem, they have a management problem. Poverty is not always the absence of money. Sometimes it is the misuse of money. A paycheck can be large, but if it is mismanaged, it will vanish. Income can rise, but if discipline is lacking, it will evaporate. That is why some of the world's wealthiest athletes and entertainers have gone bankrupt. Money always leaves the hands of those who abuse it and finds its way into the hands of those who respect it. This is why the first step to financial freedom is not asking for more, but mastering what you already have. If you cannot manage $100, you will not manage $10. Lin. If you cannot manage $10, Lin, you will not manage $1 million. Let me tell you something you may not want to hear. Money is not for spending. That sounds strange in a culture that celebrates consumption, but it is true. Money is for multiplying. If your first thought when you receive money is how to spend it, you are already enslaved. Because money was never meant to be consumed first. It was meant to be managed, grown, and invested. The purpose of money is productivity, not pleasure. Pleasure is a byproduct. Productivity is the priority. The wise ask, how can I make this dollar work for me? The unwise ask, what can I buy with it? Using money wisely begins with purpose. If you do not know your purpose, you will waste your resources. Purpose gives direction to money. Without purpose, money is like water poured into sand. It disappears with no trace. With purpose, money becomes seed planted in fertile soil. It grows, multiplies, and produces a harvest. When you know your purpose, your spending aligns with your assignment. You stop buying things to impress people who don't care. You stop living for today and begin planning for tomorrow. Purpose transforms money from paper into power. Wisdom also requires discipline. Discipline is the ability to delay gratification. It is the strength to say, I will not consume everything now because I see something greater later. That is why wealthy people often live below their means, while many poor people live above theirs. Wealthy people let money work for them. Poor people work endlessly for money. Financial wisdom means making money serve you. That requires a budget, self-control, resisting unnecessary debt, and prioritizing investment over impulse. It is not glamorous, but it is powerful. Consider the economic uncertainty of our times. Prices rise, jobs shift, debts climb, markets shake. Many live in fear of what tomorrow will bring. Yet the wise do not panic, because wisdom does not depend on the economy. It depends on principles. Principles never change. The same principles that worked for Joseph in Egypt's famine work today. The same principles that created wealth centuries ago still create wealth now. You cannot control the global economy, but you can control your personal discipline. If you steward wisely, you can thrive, even in famine. True financial freedom is not the same as being rich. You can have riches and still be enslaved. Enslaved to debt, enslaved to greed, enslaved to fear. Financial freedom means money no longer controls your decisions. It means you are free from the slavery of living paycheck to paycheck, free from the anxiety of debt collectors, free from chasing money at the expense of your purpose. Freedom is not measured by what you have, but by what no longer has you. How do you unlock that freedom? First, respect money. Treat every dollar as a servant. Ask it, what will you build? Where will you go? What return will you bring? If your money is not working for you, you are working for it. Wise people send their money on assignments. They give every dollar a purpose. Unwise people let money slip through their fingers with no accountability. Next, understand investment. Never spend what you can multiply. When you receive income, the first question is not, what can I buy? But what can I build? Investment may be in assets, in skills, in education, in opportunities. But whatever it is, investment takes what you have and makes it more. Spending reduces. Investment increases. If you spend, you end with nothing. If you invest, you end with more. Here is a timeless principle. Never eat your seed. Every income contains both bread and seed. Bread is for eating, seed is for planting. If you eat all of it, you destroy your future. If you save and invest your seed, you secure your tomorrow. Wise people always identify their seed and protect it. Fools consume it all and then cry during famine. Let us address debt. Debt is a thief of freedom. It promises convenience but delivers bondage. It gives you pleasure today at the cost of your tomorrow. Some debt may be productive, like a business loan or education that multiplies your capacity. But most debt is slavery disguised as luxury. Credit cards, loans for unnecessary purchases, buying cars and clothes to impress people, all of it leads to chains. To use money wisely, you must resist unnecessary debt. Choose discipline over image, patience over impulse, stability over status. But financial wisdom goes deeper. Money is spiritual. It is not just an economic matter. It is a matter of stewardship. Everything you have comes from God. You are not the owner. You are the manager. This is why Scripture says, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful. Faithfulness means you manage what is entrusted to you with diligence. You multiply it, you use it to serve others, and you align it with God's purpose. If your money serves only you, it will corrupt you. But if your money serves a greater vision, it will sustain you. Generosity is also part of financial wisdom. Some believe giving reduces wealth, but in reality, giving increases it. Generosity keeps your heart free from greed. It keeps you from being enslaved by the love of money. It opens your life to greater flows because what you release returns multiplied. Money flows to where it can be trusted. If you cannot be trusted to release it, you cannot be trusted to receive more. Wise people give not because they have excess, but because they understand that giving unlocks abundance. Now think about legacy. Using money wisely is not just for yourself. It is for those who come after you. If you have children, teach them early. Teach them to save, to invest, to give, to manage. Do not give them everything they ask for. Teach them that money is not magic. It is management. If the next generation does not learn these principles, they will repeat cycles of poverty and debt. Your responsibility is not only to build wealth, but to build wisdom in your family. Let us consider two men. One earns little, but he manages well. He saves, invests, lives below his means, gives generously over time. His money works for him. Another earns much, but he mismanages. He spends recklessly, lives in debt, ignores investment. Over time, his wealth disappears. Which is wise? The first man, because wisdom is not in the size of your income, but in how you manage it. Guard your mind against consumerism, advertising, media, peer pressure, all push you to buy more, spend more, want more. They whisper, you need this, you deserve this, you are not complete without this. But wisdom asks, does this align with my purpose? Does this bring me closer to freedom or deeper into bondage? Every purchase must pass the test of vision. If it does not serve your vision, it is not worth your money. Do not confuse looking rich with being free. Many people wear wealth on their bodies but carry poverty in their accounts. They drive cars they cannot afford, live in houses that enslave them, wear brands that rob them of peace. True wealth is not about appearance. It is about freedom, freedom to choose, freedom to give, freedom to walk in purpose. Money wisely used brings peace. Misused money brings stress. How many families fight constantly about finances? How many marriages collapse under the weight of debt? How many lives are consumed by chasing what they cannot keep? This is why wisdom is essential. Money cannot buy happiness, but mismanaging it can surely destroy it. Ultimately, the purpose of money is to enable you to fulfill your assignment. When you use money wisely, you are free to focus on why you are here. You are not enslaved to jobs you hate, decisions you regret, or lifestyles you cannot sustain. You are free to pursue calling, to impact lives, to leave a legacy. That is prosperity. Not just the abundance of possessions, but the abundance of freedom. So remember this truth. Money is a tool, not a master. If you master it, it will serve you. If you let it master you, it will destroy you. Use it with discipline. Invest it with wisdom. Release it with generosity. And align it with purpose. Then money will unlock your freedom. Abuse it, and it will enslave you. Respect it, and it will multiply. Ignore it, and it will vanish. The real question is not how much you have but how well you manage what you have. The secret is not in chasing wealth, but in mastering wisdom, because the wise know financial freedom is not about money, it is about discipline, in stewardship and vision. And when you use money wisely, if you unlock not just financial freedom, but the freedom to live your true destiny, that is how to use money wisely, that is how to unlock financial freedom. That is the power of wisdom.